Fantastic. Well, this morning we're actually meeting with Michael Flaherty from Benowa State School, which is on the Gold Coast, a beautiful spot in Queensland. So thanks, Michael, for interviewing this morning and being part of this today. Just telling us about your experience as a new Dads Group leader, which is fantastic. So, when did you actually start? When did the Dads Group start and form at Benowa?
I was contacted by the headmaster in 2020, towards the end of it, December, and we had a introductory meeting, myself and the headmaster, to give an understanding of the view of what we wanted to do, and we officially launched in 2021 in the first term. We
Awesome.
picked a date, and we had a pizza and paper airplane event.
Awesome. That's it. So that's actually how you launched, isn't it? You
Correct.
started with the pizza and paper planes. Why did you
We
choose a dads and kids event? I'm interested in that.
well, the project itself is how to communicate and connect with your children. So we thought that the first one would be better off if that we've got them in an environment where they could spend time just with their children, and also integrate the back end work of how the project can assist them in communication with their children. So it's more of a soft launch. This is more of a fun event. It's getting the buy-in from the community that it's not straight up hard hitting. There's nothing that's going to be out of the normal for them, and give them an enjoyable memory straight off the bat.
Awesome. That's excellent. And I was actually fortunate enough to be at that event, and it was a great buzz there. And I think that's the thing, wasn't it? We could see straight away that it was disarming for dads to just come along thinking, "What is this?" and then going, "Actually, we're just having a great time with our kids."
Yeah. Nothing too hard hitting, like nothing committed wise, apart from spending time with your child.
Yep. Yeah. Beautiful. So actually, who are the dads in your school? Because I'm interested in how you've connected, because you're doing great things already. As we get into the end of term two, you've already had a couple of events, and I'm going to ask about those. But
Okay.
who are the dads in your school? Tell us about your sort of demographic.
Our school's background is quite diverse due to the area that we reside in. We've got quite affluent areas, and we've also got, as a local government school, we've got different proportions of society.
Yeah.
So it's quite diverse. There's about 920 odd children in our school. We've got quite about 36 classes, and generally we get a great representation throughout all the year levels.
Yeah, fantastic. That's good. And so again, in your messaging, and we'll talk about promotion a little bit as well, is that
Yeah,
need to be mindful of that, and even the events, I guess, across that demographic. That's
correct.
a bit of a challenge, kind of.
So we're very fortunate with the size of our school. We had very good, well, at our initial meeting when I was asked to help assist with the project itself, the fathering project, I had a discussion with the headmaster where he gave me a commitment of what the school will provide for me,
Yeah.
and what I was expected to be provided as a leader in the school in order to assist the growing of this project.
Awesome.
What that allowed us to then do from the school's perspective is I asked them if they could do all the marketing. So therefore we get that endorsement that it's the school initiative, that they've asked people to part of the community to form groups in order to assist the fathers of that community.
Yep.
So they do all my marketing, and it's very constructive in a sense that it follows the traditional marketing of how the school does. So they advertise our programs through Facebook.
Yep.
They offer the same booking system that any parent would do if it was a school event. So it's more along the lines of an extension of the school adding this program to their current program list,
Yeah.
as opposed to a new initiative that a parent has brought up in the school. So it's really the school promoting the programs, engaging the community, because it's that level of trust that the parents have with the school that then gets transferred across. Being in mind that a majority, I'd say about 70% of our first people that were booked in were all done through the mothers
Great.
of or the partners of the people that attended. So we had a great buy-in from the mothers, and they booked the fathers in. This is something you have to go to, and the fathers attended.
Fantastic. And I guess that's beautiful, because you're leading into those conversations I want to have, which is aligning yourself with the natural occurrences of the school, which is great. And I guess there's subtle things that happen. Is the school is saying we value what the Fathering Project is doing, and we value the
Correct.
group. That's powerful. But again, like you said, strategically, it works beautifully because you are working with a trusted organisation in some ways there as well.
Correct.
But also tapping into um, the person of influence potentially initially is getting that mum to say, "Hey, I think this is great for you to go along," and then the dads get an experience and they want to go back themselves. And I think that's the
Correct.
flow, isn't it? So that's beautiful.
I think dads are looking for more opportunities to connect with their children in a different level where it's just them and the child.
Yeah.
And I think with the advent of COVID last year, we didn't have that connection because schools changed the way that the community could engage with them.
Yeah.
So you weren't allowed to do school drop. You could do school drop off, but you couldn't go to the classroom. Subtle things like that made the community somewhat disconnected from the resources of the school. And what the project has done that I've found, and a parent said it to me at our last one, is that it gives an opportunity for just the men and the fathers of the school to connect in an environment that is friendly, engaging, and there for the benefit not only for the children but for the men as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
And that's, you know, and that's what this project can do, is that bridge back to the fathers in the school.
Yeah, beautiful. And isn't that great? You're seeing that. It's encouraging as a leader, isn't it, when you see it and you go, great, we're doing something good here. And
well, it's encouraging that every man has the opportunity to help his fellow man, and whether they decide to or not is entirely up to them. But it doesn't mean that, you know, people are going through a lot of changes that COVID's brought on, travel, restriction, isolation, and to give them a hand to say, hey, listen, we understand there are problems out in the community. However, you've got an opportunity for a couple of hours, just you and your child, to have fun, have a bit of a feed, and connect with each other, as well as the people in the community as well, is an amazing event, especially when the school sanctions that this is an event that they want to support.
Yeah, that's it. In fact, that might even segue slightly into the style of your second event, which I loved, in the fact that the school really sanctioned it because it was a bike event that I understand.
Yes.
And bikes aren't allowed
Yes.
to be ridden on the school grounds.
Correct. Yeah, so we were fortunate. We had a bike and barbecue, and one of the resources of the school is the YMCA. They do our after-school hour care.
Yep.
And we were very fortunate that our headmaster was able to have a conversation with them where they also have the drive to serve the community as well.
Yeah.
And providing programs. So we were very fortunate. They said, listen, we'll provide the sausages. We'll even have people cook them for you.
Awesome.
And we were able to have a bike and barbecue. We had a local representative by the name of Mark come out from Justin Ride Narang. He gave a demonstration on how to look after your bike. He set up some obstacles. Our school is based on a hill. So we had this hill that children generally run up and die through exhaustion by trying to get up it. However, they were able to ride down it.
Yes.
And during that, since this was a Friday afternoon, we had other sports, after school sports that were going on. And a lot of the children were saying, hey, Dad, or parents, why aren't we in that? That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we had quite a lot of positive feedback afterwards, while people saying, hey, you know, when's the next one? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So it creates a buzz around the school.
Fantastic. And I liked in that, as we've caught up ourselves, just hearing how you did utilize that the natural resources from the community, not only the YMCA that's already connected, understanding that they have an agenda to serve the community also, and that you can tap in and sort of joint venture. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And an encouragement to other dads to look at that. What is the school naturally doing, and how do you do joint ventures in that regard? But also with that local bike maintenance, or is a bike workshop or a sales.
Yeah.
That's in his agenda. So yeah, I'd love to connect with community also. So
I mean, he was fantastic, Mark. I mean, he even said to me, hey, Michael, just so you're aware, normally on a Friday, I get my son to look after. He's 18 months. So I'm here helping you do yours. And I said, mate, I really appreciate it. And he said, you know what, I'm a dad. My school is a private school. I won't mention it. My school, they don't offer this program, and I wish they did.
Yeah, fantastic.
And just getting that from an outsider who pays excessive school fees to have that say to us, hey, listen, this is something good. And he's mentioning it to their school, I believe. So, you know, it is good. And the thing is that what I find with a lot of dads is that it's not their job to make this a success. It's a community event, and all the people that are in the community, whether it's a school, the after school care, the teachers, they're all there to make it successful.
Yes.
So if they don't look at the resources and say, you know what, don't ever think it's just you trying to achieve this mountain on your own. It's you taking little steps with other people in that community of school that will help you get where you need to go. And I don't ever think nobody that's a fathering project coordinator like myself for the school, if you ever get into trouble, your first step is to ask the school to assist you, and they've got the resources to assist you. You're not in this journey on your own. Just like you're here to help us, John,
Yes.
the school is there to help these individuals as well, these men that are taking on this responsibility.
Fantastic. That's great. Because I was going to ask you to what's some advice at the end, and that you've just given it, which is that's exactly it. It's perfect. Can I
Yeah,
ask then?
I think the more communication you have with the successes and the failures
Yeah,
associated with it only can make you stronger in what you're doing going ahead.
absolutely. And it is role modeling to the dads all the time. It's his life, isn't it? That
Yes.
to stay connected, keep going, find that inspiration, and find those mentoring roles that you can have around you. So it is. It's life imitating. Can I ask what's the plan for your future?
Well,
So
our
what's
next
coming up?
one we're going to do, there's a federal program runs nationwide, which is the Dad's Read.
Yep.
That generally is in term 3 in Queensland. I'm not sure of the other states. So what our aim is to get as many dads along to the Dad's Read. When we initially had our conversation with the school, the headmaster, we try to make this our focal point of what we're trying to achieve with interaction with the children. So even though we had the paper airplanes, we had the bicycle read, now it's more along the lines of what's in a good, like slowly committing them to like, okay, the reading with your children is paramount because we know statistically if you read with your children, they get better grades, they advance quicker, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you that.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it is that it shows that dads view the school as paramount to the children's education.
Yep.
And therefore, we're trying to bring them in that. And we're also fortunate that you'll be attending that one as well in order to do a little, well, not a little, but just our first meeting, whereas the dads can actually understand what the project can offer them with regards to, say, some enlightenment on the project's other side. And then our fourth term is a dads only event, which will be a breakfast. At the initial, we're trying to blend it in with, like, say, Mo for Movember.
Oh, yes.
And the reason being is that if we can get it as many dads involved in other areas, not just what we're trying to promote.
Yep.
So it might be, who's got the craziest moustache, we'll do a little bit of fundraising, we'll try and help out other men's issues as well. So by aligning with those other organizations, it almost gives you the bandwidth to get people to attend it because it's not only for your children, you're doing it for a cause.
Yep.
You're being part of the community activity that's outside that you normally wouldn't do or be associated with the school,
Yep.
and engaging them in aspects that really do focus on what men face.
Yep. Fantastic.
And being dads as well.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that because you're being very intentional and strategic. And again, using that reading example, something we often talk about is that us as dads, whatever we show interest in, our kids will show interest in. So again, if we are inviting as a dads group,
Correct.
inviting you come into the school because there's going to be massive benefits for your kids academically, that they will see dad's going to school, he must value what I do here. Therefore, I will start to increase my own.
Dad's coming to read to me. I better make sure I know how to read.
Yeah, absolutely. It's making great memories. It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
just
but
really
it's also showing that respect back to the teacher and showing that it's a two-way street. We value the teaching community and the school to give us an opportunity to have this time with our child in that environment.
Yeah.
And just to give them that reassurance that, learning can be hard. Not every child's an Einstein, but and just showing that, hey, we're here to support you. Yeah. As a child. Dad's here. I know your teacher. I can talk to him. If there's any issues, we can sort that out.
Yeah.
So I've got a fair few children. So for me, communication with the school is paramount.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
Yeah. And to make sure, like we do all the fun activities and the children enjoy it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Because I've been at that school for 6 years. This is the first time we've ever had an event where we're able to ride on the ovals.
Yeah, that's right.
That's going to stick with our children for years.
That's right. We're talking about making memories. That's a fantastic one.
Yeah.
Some good positive rule breaking, let's say,
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Exactly. Can I just ask in closing, is around the promotion, because getting dads to come in for the read, so you're also inviting them to come in during school hours, which can be a challenge for dads. And so I love your courage and conviction to say, we're just going to put this on and we're going to invite and get these dads to come in. So how are we going to promote, what do you think is effective in getting these dads? So it's really, I think, first of all, lead time, so guys can get time off work if that's the case.
Correct.
So what other things do you think, again, aligning to the school with their promotion, what sort of things are you considering?
So generally we have a 4-week lead-in period for any one of our events. We engage the the wives or the mothers of the community in order to make sure they're aware of it, because generally speaking, the fathers aren't on the Facebook as much connected with the school. It's normally one parent gets everything. So we do a 4-week lead-in. We get the school to do a booking system so that we know the numbers. And then we also make sure that it's always catered to some extent, even if it's a little bit of cake, because we need to know the numbers. So that's it. Also, the fact of the matter that we branded that it's a federal program. Both of them are federal programs. So the Fathering Project, federal program in a sense that it's a non-profit, but at the same time it's governed. And also the fact that it's the fathering, the Dad's Read, where it's both of them. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone. So we get the benefits of explaining how the reads, and then also the fact that we've got an afterwards event just for the dads only, Fathering Project, and we're going to give them something to drink and eat. It's definitely making them aware, making the mothers aware of the reasons why. Yeah, and it's you've got to have the buy-in from the mothers as well. Like at our last one, we had 2 mothers attend, and we said, you know, that's great. It is for dads. However, thank you for coming, because it helps out with any arguments that may arise out of it. Like, oh, you don't let, it's women. It's you're just there to talk rubbish about women. It's not. We encourage people to bond with their children generally.
Fantastic. That is good. And again, we talk about the value of father figures. Often when we have mums attend, often they think, oh, I don't want my child to miss out. But once they start to see, we actually see this natural support from other dads that are there saying, hey, do you want me to bring your child next time, or anything like that? And we have this father figure role model and mentoring that starts to happen within communities, which is beautiful. That's fantastic.
It is. I mean, our aim is not to take it over like in the first year. Our aim is to slowly build on the success that we've had as well as the failure that we've had. Yeah. You know, and it's not a 100-meter sprint. Yeah. It's a journey, and you got to enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination. It's a journey and enjoying it. Because everybody looks for what's the future going to hold. Well, don't worry about the future. That's going to take care of itself as long as you do the little steps today in order to achieve that. And it's all about your journey, and nobody can tell you anything different. Whatever you're doing, if you're part of this project and you're part of a father doing it, I take my hat off to you, because there are a lot of people out there that wouldn't be able to do or have the courage to do what you're about to do with the community that you belong to. And best of luck. We're all here to help each other.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Mate, that's beautiful. Thank you for your time this morning. I'm so glad that you're part of what we're doing, Michael, because you're the right man for the job, and I appreciate the words and the encouragement you're giving to these other dads, because we're building a brotherhood across the nation, and I think it's very powerful when we've got men of your caliber as part of this. So thanks for your time this morning.
Well, it goes both ways, John. I mean, you've helped us, immensely with our first one, with assisting us, and it's a good project to be associated with. So thank you as well.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Thanks.